Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another Comic Book Wednesday. Well, it's update time. Yes, finally got back to the comic shop. It's been a while. Just hadn't got around to it. So I had a little bit of catching up to do, and there was a few new things that I wanted to, well, some maybe not new to you, but are new to me. Others are new to, well, everyone. Anyway, let's take a look. Comic book update time today on Comic Book Wednesday on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alrighty, so first up, continuing on with the Hanna-Barbera reimaginings, we have issue number 6 of Scooby Apocalypse. And I should mention, spoiler alert! Alright, there's your warning. Check who debuts in this one. Oh, you don't know who that is? It's Scrappy. Yeah, can you look at that? It is badass, take no crap, Scrappy, off to kick ass and take names. Can it be? Have they actually made Scrappy a cool character? Read this and find out. Alrighty, carrying on, we have Future Quest number 5. Yes, the saga continues. Really cool stuff. I just love how they've taken all of these classic action-adventure characters from the 60s and 70s and smushed them all together into this one epic tale. As I've said before, if you're looking for one that's very much more like the traditional cartoons, stories and character designs that you know, this is probably the one that you'll like the most. It's entirely up to you. I mean, personally, I'm enjoying all of them so far, which is why I continue to collect them. And I think it's, they're doing some very interesting things with all four that they're doing, yeah. So every time I go there, I take a look and see which ones have new issues, and I grab them. And this is one of my favorites. Done in the style of Mad Max, we have Wacky Raceland. Just look at that freaking cover. This is just such a consistently badass comic. Like, I just can't believe what they've done with it, and I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, check out Wacky Raceland when you get a chance, unless you don't like post-apocalyptic tales. But I love post-apocalyptic stuff, so I love that 2 of the reimaginings are post-apocalyptic. So, good on you. All right, next up we have... All right, so this saga I've talked about a little bit, and, it has continued. I was apparently a few issues behind. We have the big Hasbro Cinematic Universe, Hasbro Comic Book Universe crossover event of Doom, Revolution. Yes, we have issue number 2 of Revolution, and on the cover here you can see... you can see the Transformers and the Mask team. So it is official. Mask is back. Yes. And that said, there is actually a one-shot of Mask that gives you the origin story. And it seems to be sold out. I could not find it. Yeah. It's actually the only one of the Revolution tie-ins that I have not been able to find thus far. So apparently, all you folks out there were pretty hungry for some new Mask tales, because it's apparently just flying off the shelf. In fact, apparently the Revolutions crossover just generally is flying off the shelf. It's actually been very well received. So pretty cool stuff. And then next up, the one-shot I did manage to get my hands on, we got Revolution Micronauts. So there you go. This is one of the tie-in comics. As I mentioned before, the main Revolution comic is 5 issues, and then in between those 5 issues, there's a series of one-shots that tie into it. So it doesn't actually cross over into the main stories, like the main series that these characters are from. It just crosses over into the one-shots. And then I would assume after the Revolution event, we'll start to see appearances of these characters in the other comics and whatnot as time goes on. And then finally, we have issue number 3 of Revolution. We got Rom very front and center on this on this cover here. So as we got Rom and, oh sweet, there you go, Rom and the Micronauts. So the late 70s, early 80s toy phenomenons together at last. So there you go. So pretty cool stuff. I'm actually waiting until I have all 13 parts of this saga before I sit down to read them. I've kind of skimmed them, obviously. I know enough about them to know it's one that I want and that I'm going to continue to collect. So thus far, what have I got? So I got 5. So there's 8 more issues that I need, most of which have not come out yet. And then next up, this is a new one. This is one that I was looking forward to because I was a big fan of what Boom Comics had done with both of these franchises. And when I heard they were doing this, I was like, oh yeah, I am all over that. That sounds like just ridiculous amounts of fun. We have Big Trouble in Little China meets Escape from New York. So yes, Jack Burton and Snake Plissken together at last. The Battle of the Kurtz. And kind of an interesting idea with the wraparound cover here. There's 2 versions of this cover. This one has Jack Burton front and center and Snake kind of off to the background. There's another version of this that actually continues the image on this side that has Snake as the central character and Jack Burton in the background. And it seems they've continued that idea on the back where we have this newspaper article where we get half of it on this, and then I guess we get the other half on the alternate cover. I would have actually grabbed the alternate cover if I had seen it there, but this is the only one they had. They only had 2 copies of this particular cover left. So, yeah, looks like it's going to be another popular one. There's some other Big Trouble in Little China stuff that came out this year to celebrate the 30th anniversary, which I've not been able to find. There was actually a book, like a novel, or I think it was like an illustrated novel, something like that, and something else, I can't remember. There was a couple of things anyway. I'm going to have to hunt around for them, maybe see if the comic shop can order them in for me. Next up, those of you who watch my video game playthroughs will know that I have been playing one of Telltale Games, specifically one based on this particular franchise, a game called The Wolf Among Us. If you have not checked it out, you have to check this thing out. It is absolutely amazing. I don't know, whatever you think it is, if you don't know anything about it, whatever you think it is, that's not what it is. You just have to check it out. Like, play it or watch my playthrough or something. Just experience this game in some way. It's just got such a great story, and it is set in the absolutely amazing world of this particular comic book series. Now, the game itself is a prequel, so you can actually watch a playthrough or play the game, and nothing from the comic will be spoiled for you, because it all takes place before the events of the comic. So what comic am I talking about? Fables. Yeah, so basically what this is classic characters from fairy tales of yesteryear. We know their old stories. This is what they've been up to ever since. They basically moved out of the fairy tale world, and they're living in our world. And they refer to themselves as fables. And this is their adventures in the real world. Now, this is not a series for kids. This is very much a mature reader's series. It's very violent. There's a lot of foul language, and it's very intense. So you basically got Big B Wolf, yes, the big bad wolf, as the sheriff of Fabletown, and he's trying to sort of keep the peace and keep everything in check, and also help to keep their existence a secret from the mundanes, or the mundies as they call them. So most of the fables live in Fabletown, and they use what's called glamours to disguise their more kind of fantastical appearances. But there are certain fables that so that they look more human, basically. So you may notice on the cover here, for example, this is Snow White, and this is Big B Wolf. So he has, takes on human form, thanks to his glamour. But there are certain fairy tale characters that are decidedly non-human, like giants or animals or things like that. So they live on this place called the Farm, which is, they make it sound like it's this wonderful place where you can be free and such, but really it's a prison, basically, for these fairy tale characters. It's like a concentration camp for them. So anyway, very smart, gripping tales in this. I've just kind of skimmed through the first volume at this point, but after playing the game, holy crap, I had to get my hands on the comics. If you're interested in the comics, there are 22 volumes containing all 150 issues of the original run of the series. It does have a finite beginning, middle, and end. There are some spin-offs, though, as well, such as there's Jack of Fables, and there's some one-shots and miniseries scattered throughout. I'm not sure if they're represented in the trade paperbacks or if they have their own collections. I haven't really dug that deep into it yet. And then there's actually also a comic book adaptation of The Wolf Among Us. So if you don't want to play the game, just prefer comics, you can read the comic book and basically get the gist of the story and get all the important stuff there. But yeah, so I've been really wanting to check this out, so much so that I picked up Volume 1 and Volume 2. So between the two volumes here, this contains the first 10 issues of the original series, basically the first two complete story arcs. So this one is just kind of an establishing story that basically gives you the background of the world and introduces you to a lot of the main characters. This one's called Animal Farm. This gives us our first really in-depth look at the farm and what's going on there and how a lot of fables are very discontented with their life on the farm and want something better. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. Really looking forward to diving into this series, and I will probably do that as soon as I wrap up. I've got a couple more Halloween comic reviews to get done, and then I'm probably going to go straight into this because I'm really dying to check it out now. And now that I played the game, I see what all the fuss has been. I heard people saying good things about Fables for years and just hadn't got around to checking it out. And, well, hey, now I've got 22 volumes plus to check out and enjoy. Alrighty, well, that is it for this comic book update. Yeah, I got some pretty cool stuff, I gotta say. I'm really looking forward to reading all of these, probably post-Halloween season. So, yeah, alrighty, that is it for this comic book update. Hope you enjoy. There's probably some more comic booky stuff coming today if it hasn't appeared already. I'm not quite sure how I'm scheduling everything today, but we'll be getting our comic books on for sure. Yeah, so quick thank you to my Patreon sponsors, especially my two highest level sponsors, Kyle Pellegrini and Get Your Gorgeous On, the always wonderful e-mag maintained by Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger, and I will see you next time. So until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.